Well, if you get the opportunity, you should really make an effort to come up to the Northern Territory. It's just been fantastic. We've had such a great time during the week. We've been up here, most of us, since Wednesday or Thursday, and it's just been a tremendous time. It's a really great place. But this is what we're here for, the V8 Supercars, and as we get ready for race one, Greg Murphy, take us through the track.
Yeah, new circuit obviously for everyone. Everyone's on an even par. Turn 1, bit of a passing opportunity going into there. Constant radius corner around there. Turn 2, another one going to 3 and 4, I think. 5, 6, 7 and 8, important section, and a good run onto the main straight out of turn 9 is imperative for a good run down the main straight, 1.1 kilometres long. Well,
speaking of a good run, someone who had a great run in qualifying was Pertec Ford driver Jason Bright.
Oh, for sure. We've been saying all year that Hidden Valley is our best opportunity. No one will have an advantage on us because they've been here before, and our car's just been fantastic all weekend. The guys have done such a great job. We've had a really good car since the start of Calder, and we've been in the top 3 ever since the first session at Calder, and I'd just like to give this one to the guys because they've been working really hard.
Yeah, he certainly did it well. As we check the Shell Helix grid for you, Jason Bright, for the first time ever, starts from pole position from championship leader Craig Lowndes. Mark Scape out of 3. He had quite a bad accident in qualifying. Jason Bargwanna starts out of 4.
Good run from Mark Larkham in the Mitre 10 Ford. He's up in 5th position alongside John Bow. Tony Longhurst, good run from him too. And the Castrol Ford, and Russell Ingle, our championship chaser, he's back in 8th.
Go back to 9, his teammate Larry Perkins and Glenn Seaton rounding out the 10. Faulkner and Ellery, they share 11 and 12.
Alan Jones in the Komatsu Ford out of 13. Garth Tander in the Gary Rogers Motorsport car 14. 15, Dick Johnson and Paul Romano out of 16.
Back to 17, Darren Pate, who out-qualified his teammate Thomas Mazira. Terry Finnegan in 19 and Mark Poole out of 20.
As you watch these positions, just look to the right of your screen. You'll see those little logos there. The F alongside John Briggs' name, that denotes Ford, or the H is for Holden. And the Y, the D and the B, that denotes the tyre brands, Yokohama, Dunlop or Bridgestone.
We go back, position 29, Darcy Russell, Danny Osborne out of 30, Jeff Kendrick and Mike Imrie.
And off the back row, Robert Smith, Charles Ryman there. On the back row, Greg Crick. He had an oil pump failure in qualifying. He didn't get to do a fast time. That's why he's right off the back. A lot of work to do.
Now for Ford fans, something you may have noticed there, no Stephen Johnson. Racing for Life Falcon stayed in Brisbane for this round, and the team have been working on preparation for the endurance races in Sandown, the Australian 1000 Classic. We are set to go. The first time ever in the Northern Territory. Hidden Valley is set to erupt. There is a huge crowd here at Hidden Valley, and we are set just seconds away. Away we go. Bright got away to a beauty. Lowndes bobbed it down off the line. That's what Jason Bright needed as they head down. Seaton's gone out wide, and Russell Ingles come right through, and Bargwanna. They've gone around. Scaife's got the lead into the first corner.
Unbelievable, the tight stuff. Look at that. We were waiting for that.
I was waiting for that one to happen.
35 V8s trying to shuffle into that first turn. You can see they were getting ready to muscle each other. Look at them. They're going all over the place.
Somebody in the inside there, it was 11, Larry Perkins. He's been spun, and it looked like Bow went out also. So plenty of contact in the first turn. It's Mark Scape who leads the way. It looked like Mark Larkham got up in the second spot from Jason Bright. Ellery is well placed, and there is Perkins stuck in turn 1. Now he gets going.
And Craig Lowndes got an absolute terrible start. He bogged it down, didn't get away well. He's back in about 6, just got past Stephen Ellery. So he's making progress, but way back in the field, Russell Ingle is ahead of him at this stage.
Well, Russell did a superb job. He took maximum advantage of that. He thought he'd jump up a few positions at the start. Look at him, he's up in 4th position after starting 8th.
What about Mark Scaif? He doesn't qualify on pole and gets a blinder, leads into turn 1.
Changed it round, hasn't it?
Well, he set after qualifying yesterday. He had a rotten run in qualifying. With 3rd's not a rotten run, but he crashed the car as well. And he said, well, maybe the fact I've got a bad qualifying run is going to give me a bit of luck in the race.
More than that, have a look who's sitting in second spot. Mark Larkham in the Mitre 10 Falcon, as we have a look for the replay.
So we've gone down. Someone's dived to the inside. It's Larry Perkins, locked it up. You can see him spinning right on the inside. Bargwanna's gone, Bow's gone. Larry really went in too fast by the looks of it from where we're sitting, and look at the traffic jam behind him. Everyone's trying to find a way past. They're all recovering. Bargwanna recovers last, Bow on the outside. This time we see it, and I would say Bargwanna, yep.
Oof.
Russell Ingle looks like he's tapped the back of Bright, who's turned Bargwanna around.
And you couldn't see behind Russell. There's a whole chain of cars behind him, so it could have been a huge domino effect going in there.
It was definitely a big domino effect. Bargwanna tried to recover as quick as he could, But turn one was going to be pretty tight. It certainly was.
Very dynamic start. It's all going Mark Scaife's way at the moment, though. Then we go back to Larkham. How about this? And Russell Ingall, he won't be able to believe his luck. He's sitting there in 4th position behind Jason Bright, and a big gap back to Craig Lowndes, who looks like he's worked his way past, yes, Tony Longhurst.
Yeah, Craig's made a move on Tony. He'll be really, really trying hard to get back up and bridge that gap between him and Russell as soon as he can.
So the order now, Scaife, Larkham, Bright, Ingall. There's one of our...
Paul Wheel.
Dear oh dear, the Castrol kid. He's tasted the tyre wheel pretty hard. Let's look at that. Michelle Helix.
Oh, I don't know.
That's after turn one.
Oh, yeah. What's happened now? I don't know. It's after turn one. He's running along the outside of the circuit, then he's just hit the wall. So maybe he had a problem in the steering or something before that.
Look at this, Russell Ingall all over the back of Jason Bright. So Ingall didn't qualify that well. He was a little bit disappointed. He was in 8th position. He has now worked his way up into 4th, and very soon looks like he's going to be in the top 3. Has a look up the inside.
You can see Jason Bright, as I said, turn 4 there, or turn 2 or turn 3, a passing opportunity, and Brighty was covering the inside, making sure Russell couldn't come up.
It's a fantastic run from Mark Larkham. We've seen glimpses of competitiveness from the Mitre 10 Ford throughout the season. This really has been a tremendous start. He took advantage, and he's right up there running in 2nd position. Keep in mind, he only qualified 5th, so he made great gains. And he's holding up this high-speed trade behind him. But Russell Ingall, boy, is he going to be pushing hard.
Well, the thing is, when you look back at some of the rounds this season, I think Larkham qualified 19th at one round. It was disastrous, but he's been very consistent and very quick in terms of the one-off laps this weekend. So if he can hold it together, he's got his teammate in Bright right behind him. This is the onboard shot from Russell Ingall's new VT Commodore.
Well, the pressure is on. Craig Lowndes has definitely closed that gap and is catching these guys. As you can see, Jason Bright's Falcon rocket away from Russell Ingall down the straight and pulled a bit of a gap. So the VT not quite as quick down the straight at this stage.
Well, we're worried about the battle of the VTs in terms of Ingall and Lowndes affecting their championship hopes. They're placed 4th and 5th at the moment. They're going to be battling each other one-on-one. Meanwhile, Scaife just cruises out. Pertec Ford driver Jason Bright looking for every opportunity. They're all starting to bunch up now behind Larkham as we have a look at the triplemetry working away there. This is on Russell Ingall's car. Have a look at this battle now for 2nd, 3rd and 4th.
Well, Larkham had some engine dramas yesterday. They made an engine change overnight, and looks like maybe holding up the bunch here. Mark Scaife's taking full advantage of that too. A 1:10.87 that time around. Larkham a 1:11.1. So Scaife's starting to build it. He's got it out to over 2 seconds now.
Can't get any closer than this. Russell really looking for a way past. Oh, he's underneath him now, and denies ground. And here comes Craig Lowndes, who should get a great run on the straight, which he does. He's benefited from this greatly. Bright's trying to recover, and he's doing circles.
Well, a really aggressive move by Russell Ingall down the inside, coming onto the main straight. You can see the contact there between the Pertec Ford and the new Castrol VT. There's Ingall now.
Here comes Craig Lowndes down the inside of Russell Ingall. And I'm telling you, Russell Ingall would have seen Craig Lowndes catching up. He knew he had to make a move on Jason Bright as soon as he possibly could. But I don't really think turn 9 was a good place to be doing it.
It was all close and biff and barge, and Bright was the big loser from pole to, well, near the back of the pack.
He will be so steamed up about that. He was so pumped after taking his first pole position yesterday. Let's have a look at that again. Crunch.
Need to have a look another angle at that one, but Russell was committed to going in that hole. He decided he was going to do it. And Jason's come off very
Here we go
now.
He's up the inside. Bang.
See, Jason's very committed to that corner. There's one line around there.
Russell was over the white line.
He was.
So it's going to be up to Clark, of course, to make a decision on that one. But look at how steamed up Jason Bright was. Boy, look at Ingall now. Wheels over the sides of the curb. Getting very, very aggressive.
He's dropped back from Craig Lowndes too, a fair bit in that lap, and he's obviously trying very hard. Look at the gap now. So maybe he's damaged the front steering on that car. I don't think it's handling that good.
Well, he's running back there. He's just on a 1:12.35. The 3 cars in front of him, quicker. So
Craig Lowndes
damage.
Looking for a way past Mark Larkham. There's still a couple of car lengths between those two. Meanwhile, Mark Scaife has increased his lead. Now there he goes, disappearing out of shot to 3 seconds as Lowndes presses up on the inside of Mark Larkham. Can't quite get him there. Larkham's got the run through this next flip-flop section. Then we go into a right-hander from here. We'll see if Lowndes looks up the inside. The defensive line from Larkham.
This could be an opportunity for Craig now if he gets a good run out of here and flip over the other side, but Larkham will cover the line going into turn 4. Another opportunity. You can see the speed of the VT. Larkham is holding Craig up at the moment, and he ran wide at turn 1, which allowed Craig to get alongside him. And now I think it's only a matter of time before he does make a move.
Well, it's good just to see Mark Larkham up there in a racing situation. We very rarely get to see him up the front, but he's doing extremely well at the moment, battling Craig Lowndes for that second spot.
You can see the difference in corner speed there through the Bridgestone race cam. And we'll see what happens when he comes onto the straight this time. Who gets a better drive? Craig, look how much speed he carried through the corner. And he's got a great run on the straight. And I'd say he might be right down the inside going to 2 mile race.
Fantastic shot from our chopper as Lowndes sneaks up the inside. He's going to attack under brakes big time. He's got it covered.
Second spot.
Very quick run from the VT out of that corner onto the main straight. Russell Ingall now closing into the back of the Mitre 10 Ford. Meanwhile, Scaife opening up to the front. He's on 1:11.16. These two just did a 1:13. That means Scaife is now 5 seconds in front of Lowndes, his pursuer. And I believe, we just heard from race control, Russell Ingall has copped a 5-second penalty for that move on Jason Bright.
Well, Scaife just cruising away, put 2 seconds on them on that previous lap. It was 3 seconds 1 lap ago. It's now out to 5.09 seconds. Mark Scaife has as good as got this one in the bag, but remains as is. Lap 7 of 17. Lots of time left to go as we ride now with Russell Ingall working on the back of Mark Larkham, trying to get up into a top 3 position. He's got that penalty, so all of it's to...
It's just going to really open it up for Mark Larkham and take the pressure off in a big way. Yeah. So if Russell does have to come into the pits, which he may do this time, then Larkham really does get a free run. Yes, here he comes now. Pit the stop-go penalty for the move on Jason Bright, and he will be fuming with this.
There's our heart rate monitor. You're on board with Russell Ingall. This is set up right on the big ticker. Russell Ingall, you can see his heart rate there, 170 beats a minute. We've seen peaks around 180, 190 during the race and even higher.
And remember, this is a 60k speed limit in pit lane. It's a very long pit lane also. Look, he's having to stop. Ray Robbins there, and away he goes. So Russell way back now.
Watch his heart rate go up too as he guns out of the pits. Further back in the pack as we still ride with Russell Ingall. Some remarkable things between these two guys, former teammates. This is the battle for 4th and 5th. Longhurst is sitting 4th, Ellery 5th in the Conacher Holden Young Lions entry, and right behind him, 20-year-old Garth Tander. So this is a great battle for 4th, 5th and 6th. Romano is in there behind them. From Dick Johnson, Alan Jones is inside the top 10 also, and John Faulkner sitting in 10th spot.
Oh boy, the pack's really shuffling around, isn't it? Good competitive run from Stephen Ellery. The Young Lions Conacher Commodore.
I think Tanders actually may have a problem. It looked to me he looked like he had a puncture, but he's dropped way back. Yeah, he's got a problem
coming through
straight away.
Speaking with Fred Gibson, Gibson Motorsport team owner this morning, and he said, well, just the difference is the tyres. He said the Yokohamas are working really well here. Great to see Stephen Ellery up inside the top 5. It's hot here in the Northern Territory. The action's hot on the track. We'll be back right after this. Valley Circuit. Now, if you've just joined us, this is the story of race 1. It has been action-packed. It all happened in the first turn. John Bauer went bush, so too did Larry Perkins. This is your race leader, Mark Scaife. He has got almost a 5-second gap lead over his teammate in Craig Lowndes, who's worked his way past Mark Larkham, who's going exceptionally well in 3rd spot. Russell Ingall was up there, but turned Jason Bright around and received a stop-go penalty. A great battle going on here between Longhurst and Ellery. Now have a look at this freight train. You've got Faulkner, Dick Johnson, John Bauer has recovered exceptionally well from Glen Seaton. There's a really big Ford bunch in there, and in behind them it could have been Bargwana.
I'll tell you what, this is really going to hurt Russell Ingall more than just the pride going into the pits. He's back in 18th position. He was desperate for points here. That's really going to hurt him. You're on board with him now as he tries to hunt down this pack, but he's dropped way back in the order.
He's a long way behind these guys, probably 5 or 6 seconds, and the laps are running out at the moment, so he'll be really upset with that. Now I can imagine he'll be trying very hard to get back up, but we've seen Russell come back from way back before, and I'm sure he won't give up the fight.
Here they are, the 2 Shell Helix team cars. Dick Johnson ahead of John Bauer. This is their 101st start in the Shell V8 Supercar Championship. As we come on to the beginning of this 1.1 kilometre main straight, they come out of there in 2nd gear, 90 kilometres per hour, and they crank it all the way up almost to 260 k's down this main straight, and then all the way back from 6th down to 2nd gear. It's a really challenging course in terms of that. Around the back, they found out too that there's some passing opportunities, Greg Murphy.
There is, and there's quite a few. And also, we've seen people get down the inside, down the main straight, after someone made a mistake coming onto the front straight. 1.1 kilometres long, 260, 270 kilometres an hour, and the braking area is very long, so it allows someone to get up the inside. So we've seen that as we ride with John Bowe now, trying to recover from that first lap, first corner incident.
It's been a real quandary for the tyre engineers here at Hidden Valley this weekend. The track is on the inside.
Dick
John
Johnson.
Bowe just sneaking up the inside of the boss. What he's going to do here? The next one's a right-hander, so that'll put him on the outside.
Got to be careful that someone's not sneaking in behind him also. So he's minus the rear bumper, which came off in the first lap.
Two Shell Fords running into formation. This is the battle for 8th and 9th position. Glenn Seaton in behind in 10th. But yeah, the tyre engineers, both Dunlop and Bridgestone, faced with sort of an unusual track. Half of it's been resurfaced as part of the upgrade to full FII regulation. Half of it's still the original rough surface, so it's been a real difficult decision for them, but all of them have gone for the hardest tyre in the range just to make sure they can last under these very high temperatures.
Well, temperatures yesterday, can't give you any feedback at the moment, but they were up to 51 degrees Celsius on the track, so it's very, very hot. V8 Supercar website there. Latch onto it and have a look. Some interesting stuff as we ride with John Bowe. Now this is the view back from Dick Johnson's car, looking at Bowe. Seaton isn't too far off the pace, and Bargwanna, to his credit, has recovered well on the inside.
Now, good passing manoeuvre, and Glenn's tried to follow suit, but didn't quite get in there. But JB was obviously getting held up a little bit by Dick, so he's made that move nice and cleanly, and will be away as Dick comes right up behind JB's car.
Look who's in behind this pack. Jason Wright continuing his fight back after getting turned around on that corner. He's just at the back of this pack. Jones in the Komatsu Ford. So he's fighting his way through, but he will be furious.
Well, it's great to see Alan Jones and Tony Longhurst an improved performance this weekend. The first time they've received the level 1 Dunlop rubber, so it's obviously making a difference. Good to see him up there.
Jason Bargwanna from last up to 11th. I mean, he's showing us he can storm back through the field after having a misdemeanor. You can see the front of his car there, just behind Glenn Seaton, with all that damage to the front. So he's been storming back through and sits at 11th at the moment.
Meanwhile, in the lead, Craig Lowndes digging deep. He's just on a 1:11.47 Scaife, a 1:12.6. The gap now has come down to 3.2 seconds. It was out to over 5. So Lowndes in pursuit of his teammate. Still a few laps remaining.
This is great for Mark Larkham, the Gold Coast resident, the 34-year-old, the big open wheeler background, a former Australian Formula Ford champ. And, well, he's been waiting a long time for this. A good result I'm talking about. He's had quite a dreadful year. He's been struggling with setup and trying to do a few different things. At least he hasn't had as many accidents as he has in the past, and this will certainly put a smile on his dial.
And he's easily pulling away from Tony Longhurst at the moment also, so his gap is getting bigger. He's losing a little bit of time to Craig Lowndes, but doing a good job there in third spot.
I don't think I've ever seen a guy who works harder for response to the thing of the Mitre 10 setup. There's something like 500 stores across the country. Coordinate the whole deal. He does a lot of it himself, and he's very, very active on the sponsor front. The Mitre 10 Ford, they've stuck in with him, and good on him, because the car proving its competitiveness here at Hidden Valley.
Well, that's the thing. I bet she's saying now, look, see, I can do it. Have a look at this, because Stephen Ellery's trying to do it on Tony Longhurst. The Castrol Ford holding out the Konica Commodore as they come down into turn 1. They're coming up on the back of Darcy Russell. We've got 4 laps left to run here at Hidden Valley in the opening race. The very first time a round of the Shell V8 Supercar Championship has been held here. It's been fantastic. There is a huge crowd. I don't think there's anybody left back in Darwin Central today, because they're all here at the track, as Russell gives Ellery a little bit of racing room to come on through as he continues his battle with Tony Longhurst.
It's great to see Stephen Ellery up there in the Konica car, Young Lions entry. I mean, he's had a tough year so far, and to see him up there in 5th spot, great. And there's Paul Romano right behind him too, not far behind.
Oh, one of the Shell Fords out in the dust there. I think it's Dick Johnson's car.
John Bowe.
John Bowe, look, he's got a guard rubbing too. He's been in the...
Yep, there's been a bit of a touch there too. He's had a touch from someone else, and the guard is rubbing on the tyre. There's Bargwanna, who's got past both Dick Johnson and Glenn Seaton, so he's made more room, made more progress as well.
Well, John got turned around at that first corner. He's been carrying battle damage all through the race, but it looks like something's starting to rub now.
There's a big dent in his door, which I don't think was there before, so I'd say he's had to come in together with someone, maybe Bargwanna, trying to get back through the field.
And that gap continues to fall at the front. Mark Scaife and Craig Lowndes. Lowndes quicker that time. This time around, he's just 100th of a second slower than Scaife. He's down to 2.9 seconds. Maybe Scaife's just pulling it back toward the end of the race. We shall find out.
Well, Scaife's got the opportunity now just to back off a little bit, save those tyres. Made a great start, had a big lead. and he'll be just trying to conserve it to make sure he's got good tyres for the next race.
Well, here's another person who would like to prove a point too, and Tony Longhurst. He said, my car is as quick as anyone. Give me some good tyres and I'll show you what it can do, and he's doing it today. Sitting in position number 4, and he's held off a determined challenge from Stephen Ellery.
Well, it really does show the folly of the tyre situation here too, because he's been struggling for years on tyres that haven't been up to the job. And look, all of a sudden there's the performance of the car relative to really how much Tony and the team are putting in.
We've got 3 Queenslanders in a row there. Young Paul Romano was exonerated. He recently had to face Cam's tribunal and the incident that happened at Barbagallo, so he's happy about that.
That time round, Craig Lowndes was 5 tenths faster than Mark Skate. That gap's now down to 2.49 seconds. So Lowndes is still pushing pretty hard to make that gap on his team.
You get the impression he's just holding that buffer there, Greg, just backing off.
I'd say so. I mean, there's no point in really pushing too hard, and Craig knows that he'll sit there and he's still on the front row after a bad start. He's had a great recovery. He's with the Mark Skate now, and he a couple laps to go to get a second win for the year in the championship.
Well, Russell Engel, he went right back to 18th position after that stop-go penalty. He's moved his way up to 14th now. Lowndes in second, but that's still going to give Craig a huge boost in the championship points.
34 points it was coming into today's round. The difference between Lowndes at the top and Engel sitting in second spot. It's going to be very, very interesting in terms of the minor placings, because Mark Skate was so close to Larry Perkins. He was only, I think, 14 points or something like that behind Larry, and he's going to be able to get into the top 3 today, I would say, as we begin our final lap here at Hidden Valley, the first race. There you can see as Lowndes starts to catch up to Mark Skate.
Yeah, it's down to 1.5 seconds.
Now, I think I just saw at the top of the screen just there, Stephen Ellery, I think, I'm not sure, had a bit of an incident coming onto the main straight.
Skate, Lowndes,
yes, Romano's moved up to 5th on our leaderboard. So yeah, Ellery's dropped right back. There he is. No, he's still dropping back. So he did have a moment.
Here's the replay. Yeah.
Had a lose.
Now that is a shame.
Oh boy, he was so close to bringing it home in the
1 lap to go.
top 5.
Top 5, yeah. This is it. They're on their way home. The 2 Mobil 1 HRT Commodores. Mark Skate, who sits 4th in the championship, is going to be so delighted with this as Craig Lowndes turns up the heat. Sitting in second spot there, it's going to be a Mobil 1 HRT 1-2. You know what that feels like, Murph? So we've got just 1 corner and about 500 metres to run.
It's great for the VT, and the guys have been working very, very hard to get this going well, and as they come up for a formation finish.
Excellent stuff. Across the line they come. Now he's going to let Craig win. Comes across. What, Skate's got problems, has he? Is he slowed right down?
There's smoke coming out of the back of his car, and Craig Lowndes has actually just taken the win on the line. And that's a championship improving decision. Championship points there up for grabs, and the team's obviously said, Mark, come on, we need the points. Craig can win the championship today if Russell has a bad day.
If it all goes well, as things aren't going well for Dick Johnson, he had a bit of a spin there, and it's allowed a lot of competitors to come on through. Now, Jason Bright has worked his way up into the top 10. Can you believe that as we see this run on home here? Larry Perkins in there behind Dick Johnson. Wow, what a first race. What a way to begin this track's history with the Shell V8 Supercars Championship. A dynamic first race. It all happened from the first corner, didn't it?
Well, I'm shaking my head. I can't believe this. What do we got? We've got Jason Bright coming underneath Dick Johnson. Jason obviously really trying to get back through the field, and another very, very touchy situation there. I don't think that was a real good move. But anyway, there's Craig Lowndes, the winner.
Some big, big championship points going his way. 40 points, in fact. So I think he's going to be extremely satisfied with that. Well done to Mark Skate too. Top 2 for Mobil 1 HRT. Larkham, an excellent effort to pick up 30. Stayed out of the trouble and held on. So too did Tony Longhurst, and a top 5 result for young Paul Romano. Faulkner did extremely well also, finishing 6th ahead of Bow, Barguana and Bright, the 2 youngsters working their way up into the top 10. We go all the way back. Mazira sitting in the top 15. Stay with us here on your home of motorsport. We'll be back right after this.